do I still want to do this shit? You know what I'm saying?
You know how hard it is.
Some people say, I want to go play baseball.
And you think it's funny?
Right?
Yeah. And then I want to come back. Well, some people say, I'm going to go 22 straight. And, you know what I'm saying? So it's a contract I feel like you got to have with yourself, too, in order for you to be a, you know, great ball player. Or to have a long career. That's the goal, to be in the league for 20 years. I tell you, that's the goal.
But that wasn't the goal.
I want to go on the court with the NBA. Where's Kevin Durant and his legacy? Is he being tarnished? Where are you at with him? You mentioned your top 7 guys. Where are you at with what's happened recently with Durant, with the Suns, and, of course, with Brooklyn?
Yeah, you know, Kevin's a great player. I think that his legacy is complicated. You know, I don't like any guys who join super teams. I'm biased against LeBron when it comes to comparing him to Michael, joining Dwayne and those guys. Because, you know, when we have this debate, and LeBron's amazing and spectacular, but I was like, Michael didn't join anybody. He just kept getting his ass kicked and got bigger and got stronger and finally knocked the wall down. And, you know, Kevin, who's a great player, you know, other than the fact when he joined the Warriors, he hasn't been successful anywhere else. And I don't hold that against him, but he wants to be considered in that list. He's not on that list. He's not on that list. He's a great, great player, but he's not on that list. He wants to be like, wow, he's not in a GOAT conversation, because you're not, plain and simple.
Damn.
You had great success when you joined the Warriors, but not only did you not have success, you actually flamed out in those other places. You got swept last year in the playoffs. You didn't even make the play-in this year.
We'll take it from here.
It started as a joke. Kevin Durant cracked wise about Michael Jordan leaving basketball to play baseball. LeBron James laughed right along with him. But what they didn't expect was the explosion that followed, a full-on backlash from NBA legends who had heard enough. Charles Barkley, never one to bite his tongue, fired back. In an era already defined by petty jabs and media-driven narratives, Barkley's response cut deeper than anyone expected. His words on national TV made headlines, because for the first time in years, someone finally pushed back against the LeBron-KD media machine. And what made it even more shocking, Barkley wasn't alone. His comments echoed a growing frustration within the basketball community, a sense that today's stars are trying to rewrite history to elevate themselves. To understand how deep this rift runs, we need to look at what really happened between LeBron, KD, and the growing disrespect for Michael Jordan's era. LeBron and KD didn't just laugh at history, they turned it into a punchline. On their podcast Mind the Game, Durant made a flippant remark about players going off to play baseball, mocking Jordan's decision to step away from basketball after his father's death. It wasn't just tone deaf, it was ignorant. And LeBron, instead of adding context or perspective, laughed right along with him. No acknowledgement of what Jordan went through, no understanding of why he left. Just empty jokes, wrapped in ego. But this moment wasn't random. It was part of a bigger trend. A trend where modern players downplay the legends who came before them. And this isn't new for LeBron. You might remember the quote, "We done with the 90s." That's what LeBron said while breaking down modern defense with Durant. It sounded casual, but it wasn't.
20 years ago, shit, I was in the league. I thought you were about to say some shit about the 90s.
Only one of us was in the
I'm
league.
down with the 90s.
That team, that 90s bled into the early 2000s.
LeBron's comment may have sounded offhand, but make no mistake, it was calculated. This wasn't the first time he's pushed the idea that Jordan's era was outdated, overrated, or somehow inferior. For years, LeBron and his media allies have been reframing the GOAT debate, not by building LeBron up, but by tearing the past down. Instead of celebrating Jordan's dominance, they question his competition. Instead of honoring the grind of the 90s, they dismiss it as primitive. But the truth? The numbers don't lie. Jordan didn't leave for super teams. He stayed, fought, and won. And that's exactly why Barkley's response hit so hard. Charles Barkley has always spoken his mind, but this time, he was surgical. In a recent interview, he called out both LeBron and KD, not just for their comments, but for what they represent. He accused them of disrespecting the grind, of skipping the struggle, of chasing shortcuts to greatness. You want to be in the GOAT conversation? You're not. You join super teams. Jordan didn't. That line hit hard, not because Barkley wanted to tear them down, but because he wanted to remind them, respect is earned. And when you take shots at someone like Jordan, you better come correct. Barkley didn't stop there. He questioned Durant's entire legacy. Outside of Golden State, what has KD really accomplished? Swept in Brooklyn. Missed a play-in with the Suns. Always chasing validation, but struggling to lead a team like Jordan did. And that raises a question. Why are today's stars so insecure?
Security? What am I insecure about?
Why would two of the most accomplished players of their generation, LeBron and KD, feel the need to mock Michael Jordan? The truth runs deeper than ego. LeBron has been chasing Jordan's ghost since day one. And every year that passes, with 6 rings still out of reach, the pressure builds. The frustration leaks out. Now, it's manifesting as subtle jabs at an era he knows he can't match. As for Durant, he's never truly felt the love. His biggest wins came with a team he didn't build. And deep down, he knows fans and legends alike don't see him the way they see Jordan, Kobe, or even Steph. So, when you can't catch the legends, you rewrite the story. But not everyone's playing along. Here's the irony. By mocking the past, LeBron and KD are setting themselves up to be mocked next. The same culture of disrespect they are fueling will eventually turn on them. One day, they'll be the old heads, the ones younger players and media personalities laugh at. The cycle will come full circle. Because if you make it cool to disrespect the greats, don't be shocked when the next generation calls you overrated. That's why Barkley's message mattered. It wasn't just about protecting Jordan. It was about protecting the integrity of the game. You don't get to rewrite NBA history just because it doesn't help your legacy, Barkley implied. You don't get to laugh at the 90s. You owe your careers to it. And he's right, because what LeBron and KD might not realize is that the era of disrespect they are feeding will one day swallow them, too. Let's be honest, LeBron's recent moves, from launching podcasts to proclaiming himself the GOAT, aren't about celebrating basketball. They're about controlling the narrative. From the "I never had help" excuse to his need to stay in the spotlight after 20 seasons. It's all part of protecting his image. Fans see it. Barkley sees it. And moments like this, mocking Jordan's most human moment, are starting to undo years of respect. LeBron has always mastered the media game. But when truth, emotion, and legacy collide, you can't spin your way out. In a single podcast episode, LeBron and KD tried to rewrite history. They mocked an era that built the NBA. They joke about one of the most personal decisions in basketball history and assume no one would call them out. But Charles Barkley did. And now, the backlash has begun. Because disrespecting the 90s doesn't just make you look uninformed. It exposes what the GOAT debate is really about. It's not just rings, stats, or longevity. It's about respect. And in that department, Michael Jordan still leads by a mile. If you respect basketball history and want to see more stories that dig beneath the headlines, hit subscribe. We break down the truth behind the narratives every single week. Let us know in the comments, did KD and LeBron go too far, or are fans overreacting?